right, we move on to sports news now. Here's Olumide Macaulay. Olumide.
Thank you, Gemma. Here's sports news. In spite of Nigeria's qualification for the 2014 World Cup, observers differ in their opinion of the ability of coach Stephen Keshi to lead the country to Brazil. However, Minister of Sports Bolaji Abdullahi believes Keshi is competent to lead the African champions and has the experience to do so. After the Federal Executive Council meeting, Mr. Abdullahi said, based on the results from the qualifiers, has shown that Keshi can handle the team. The Chairman House Committee on Sports, Godfrey Geya, has confirmed that the Golden Eaglets team that won the FIFA Under-17 World Cup at the United Arab Emirates will not be abandoned. Geya told Channel Sports that a continuity program is being planned to ensure that the team stays together and keep playing good football. The Golden Eaglets team stunned the world with the style of football they played at the tournament, and Geya believes while planning is being done to retain the team, the country should also give attention to discovering new talent. Barcelona striker Lionel Messi has been awarded the Golden Boot as the top goal scorer in all European leagues. Messi first won the award, which is given by international media, in 2009 to 2010 season, when he scored about 34 goals before earning it again in the 2011 to 2012 season with a record 50-goal haul. The 26-year-old striker, whose teammates watched as he received his trophy, insisted it should be considered a group award. The four-time World Player of the Year is now trying to shake off the hamstring injury he picked up against Real Betis on November the 10th. Jamaican Olympic sprint champion Usain Bolt has broken his silence on the controversy over Jamaica's anti-doping program and how it was scaring off potential sponsors and costing him money. World Anti-Doping Agency officials went to Jamaica last month to look at the country's anti-doping efforts after weeks of criticism following positive tests from several high-profile athletes. Though Bolt has never failed a drugs test, he also talked about fellow athlete Shelly Ann Fraser-Price's comments on the Jamaican doping issues and how she threatened to strike if the country's authorities don't stand up for its athletes. And that's sports news tonight. Thanks for watching. The news at 10 continues now.
Unveiling the new look of Guinness. Discover a colorful world of more.
On the foreign scene now, Iran is talking tough, and its supreme leader has warned his country will not step back in the least from its nuclear rights. Here's Cynthia Are with more.
For nothing less, and we will not go back on our demands by one iota. That's the clear message Iran is sending. The P5+1 and Iran's Supreme Leader Ayatollah Ali Khamenei says he would not intervene directly in the negotiations, but then he said that he set red lines for Iran's representatives. President Barack Obama, meanwhile, urged U.S. senators not to impose any new sanctions on Iran to allow time for diplomacy. Also today, rescue efforts in South Africa have been briefly suspended at the site of a collapsed half-built mall. A police spokesperson said the search for survivors would resume after some of the concrete blocks were cleared. One person was killed, and there are fears that some construction workers, possibly up to 40, are trapped in the rubble at the site in Tongaat town. About 30 people have been rescued, but they've got traumatic injuries. Plus, it's time to face the music for 39 government soldiers accused of war crimes who've gone on trial in Eastern Democratic Republic of Congo. Most of the charges relate to the mass rape and other acts of sexual violence against more than 130 women as well as girls in November 2012 by a retreating army. The military trial comes after months of international pressure after 23 soldiers were initially suspended but not charged. Then 11 Egyptian military personnel have been killed and dozens more wounded in a car bomb attack near the North Sinai city of El Arish. Al-Masri Al-Yum newspaper said a convoy of buses carrying infantry soldiers was hit by a roadside bomb as it moved through the Karouba area. Attacks on security forces in the Sinai have increased since Islamist President Mohamed Morsi was ousted back in July. Finally, and on a great and happy note, Pakistani schoolgirl and campaigner Malala Yousafzai, who was shot in the head by the Taliban, has received the EU's Sakharov Human Rights Prize at a ceremony in Strasbourg. In a speech, she dedicated the award to the unsung heroes of Pakistan and to human rights campaigners all over the world. The 16-year-old activist was shot a year ago after campaigning for better rights for girls in Pakistan. And that's it from me. Those are the top stories on the Foreign Sea.
Thanks a lot, Cynthia. And the main news again. The House of Representatives has approved the President's request for the extension of state of emergency in the northeast, towing the line of the Senate. While the President himself, that's Dr. Goodluck Jonathan, is in London for the Honorary International Investors Council meeting, and General Yakubu Gowon has visited the Taraba Government House to pray for the quick recovery of Governor Dambaba Suntai. Well, that's the news at 10 tonight. Thanks so much for staying with us. I'm Ijoma Ronyato. Do have a great night.